A gunman opened fire inside a Mormon church in Michigan and set it ablaze, leaving several others injured and some in critical condition. Hundreds of people were inside the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So today's video is a very, very sensitive one. Something occurred not long ago that's still very raw to a community and to our entire nation. Let me tell you about it right now. So this is the Church of Latter-day Saints. I hope I said that correctly. In Grand Blanc, Michigan. This particular building was the headquarters for several different congregations or wards, as they're called, that combine to form a unit called a stake. On the morning of September 28th, 2025, a 40-year-old man named Thomas Jacob Sanford rammed his pickup truck through the front doors of this Church of Latter-day Saints here in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And after he rammed his truck through the front doors, he backed out and then went inside with a semi-automatic weapon and started openly firing at the folks inside who were obviously completely innocent and trying to have a congregation. Soon after that, he somehow set the building on fire. Police believe it was with an accelerant like gasoline. 4 churchgoers passed away from the attack, 2 of which died from the actual firearm shots, and then the other 2 had died from the fire. The attacker was identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, who was a 40-year-old Iraq war veteran from Burton, Michigan. The suspect only lives a mere 7.5 miles from this very location. He was born on July 29th of 85, and he was raised in Atlas Township, Michigan. He graduated in May of 2004 and joined the Marines a month later, where he was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. He had earned recognition for his rifle marksmanship and achieved the rank of sergeant before being deployed to Iraq in August of 2007. His roles in Iraq were to repair military transport vehicles and other types of equipment, and he was a vehicle recovery operator who was responsible for retrieving armored troop support vehicles. And then Sanford returned to the U.S. in March of 2008 and was discharged 3 months later. According to some of his friends and acquaintances, he had been in a relationship with a devout Latter-day Saints woman while he lived in Park City, Utah for about more than a decade before the attack. He was apparently pressured to join the church but resisted, and the relationship ended badly from what others have said. So this attack was believed to be due to his hatred for the Mormon religion. And it's unfortunate that he came out here and took it out on these innocent folks here who were just here trying to have a day of worship. And you can see here, all the windows are busted out. The building obviously is a total loss. This is the only side that has part of the structure standing still. There's piles of debris pretty much everywhere. I'll get a little closer here so you can see. And he would have been shot and killed right in this area when the police arrived. When the police arrived, they did not hesitate. They ran right up to where they heard the shots. He fired at them, and they fired back, ending his life. Such an unfortunate situation. Just innocent lives taken for no reason. And then right about in this area is where the arriving police officers would have pulled into. Then they went around the back of the church where they engaged in a firefight with the suspect, and the suspect lost his life. South end of the building, south end of the building.
There, you see officers encountering the suspect, soon open firing.
And this right here would be the exact location as to where this happened. You can see it's all fenced off. This is what's left of the church. This right here would have been the entrance and the exit to the church. He would have rammed his truck right through, I don't know if you can see or not, but right through the front doors, which would have been right in the middle there. Then his truck would have been backed out right about in the middle there. See, looks like the police are keeping a good eye on this property. Yeah, right there is the main entrance. That's where he would have drove his truck through, right there. Then he backed it out to right about here, just over the curb. And down here is the memorial that some of the locals and visitors have set up. So of course, with videos like this, I always like to make it about the victim and not the perpetrator. But I felt the story would be incomplete without some background on the perpetrator. So we had to kind of figure out how we got here. And I don't think we still really know. So regarding the victims, there were 4 who perished from this event. 77-year-old John Bond, who was a U.S. Navy veteran and resident of Linden, Michigan. He was married, father of 6 children, and a grandfather of 10. He was known for enjoying golf, trains, family time. His wife said his final words to her were, "I love you." And then we have Craig Hayden, 76 years old. He was a resident of Fenton, Michigan, long time married to his wife, Carol, for about 50 years, and he had served as a church leader in his congregation. And then we have 54-year-old Thelma Armstrong, who was a mother who attended the church service with her daughter, and loved ones remember her as faithful and kind. And then last but not least, we have 77-year-old Pat Howard, who was a resident of Holly, Michigan, which is the next county over. He was a Vietnam War veteran. He was married, had 5 children and 13 grandchildren. Now, I was unable to find burial or final resting places for 3 out of the 4 of these victims. I was able to find a cemetery, a very small cemetery, for Craig Hayden, but there's no marker or nothing on Find a Grave, obviously, yet. It's only been a few weeks. So we're going to head over there and see if we can find Mr. Hayden and pay our final respects. Let's head over there now. All right, so after looking around here for about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or so, a very, very nice lady who works here at the cemetery came over with her phone and asked who we were looking for. We told her, and she took us right to Mr. Hayden, who passed away at the church in September. And here he is. So we didn't expect to find a headstone or anything like that, because I read that his wife is still alive and here with us. So we expected to kind of find just a freshly buried site with some flowers, and that's exactly where the very nice lady that works here at the cemetery took us, which is right here. So this would be the final resting place of Craig Hayden, who was very, very loved by very many people, and it's so sad that his life was ended. And he's here at, I'm not even sure what the cemetery name is. It gave me one name, and then when we pulled in, it said another name. And there's really no, I couldn't find an address to this place. I found a coordinates somehow online, and the coordinates brought me here. And I did see, he is on Find a Grave, but obviously there's nowhere to pin him, because he's only been here at this location for, what, about 3 weeks now. But we found him, and he was the only victim that we could find that had a burial spot. I believe the other 3 may have been cremated, or their burial spots are not public yet. So, but we just wanted to come here, pay our final respects to Craig Hayden. Rest in peace, Craig. Rest in peace. So I was planning on actually getting out and walking to show you this house, but looks like there's some people moving. It's right here. I know that was a pretty quick shot, but it looked like his family maybe was out there and there was some moving going on or something like that. So I'm not gonna go walk by and point a camera at them while they're trying to pick up the pieces from all this. I'm sure they probably had no clue that he was going to do something like this, and maybe he didn't either until the time came. I guess we'll never know. We're not sure if this was premeditated or if it was just something he did, you know, on the fly. But we'll never know now. Either way, he did it, and it was uncalled for, and 4 people lost their lives, 8 people were hospitalized, and all should make it, thankfully. But 4 innocent lives lost for no reason. Doesn't make any sense. So this really has to make you wonder, was this a mental health problem, or was this an evil problem? Or maybe it lies somewhere in between. Either way, innocent folks died on this day for absolutely no reason. And with the suspect dead, we may never really know what the actual motive was. A lot of folks believe it was just because of his hatred for the Mormon religion, but I guess we'll never know.